Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my next video. It's your boy Ice Tusks, and we're going over today how I'm going to get my epic mount, epic training by the end of the weekend. Now, if you tuned into stream recently, you just saw me craft a few days ago my Bis robes, Robe of the Archmage, and it cost me well over 450 gold. Now, after that, I'm already back up to 220 gold today using this method I'm going to show you today. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, I focus primarily on using professions to generate gold. Much like everybody, I'm sure, I understand there are other ways of making gold, farming dungeons, doing quests, especially while at max level. You can go into EPL, get a ton of money, especially going to Fellwood, farming Fellcloth. There's tons of ways, and I will cover other ways. This is part 1 of 2 series. There's a beautiful path using this spot as well as another that you can loop in and use the dynamic respawns. Now, the reason these spots are so good is because if you're a skinner, getting rugged leather is a huge cash generator. I'm selling stacks for 2 gold, 50 silver, and they craft Bis items, so it's a no-brainer. The other thing is we're simultaneously farming 2 types of mobs. We're farming spiders, we're farming bears. Now, the spiders, look at that, Cha-ching Krollblade. Bis for rogues. It looks amazing. But these guys drop greens constantly. In the videos, you'll see I actually get a pattern Fellcloth hood, which is 3rd or 4th best for warlocks. I sold it for 20 gold. And drops like that happen consistently. Now, if you look at also this, spider silk, this is used in tailoring recipes. Right? This is used for all types of stuff, leather workers, etc. These things all sell. It's a huge cash generator. Not only that, we're getting items that sell, stack up. It doesn't actually show it on here, which is odd. They drop bite fangs, bear paws, bear claws, and I think there's 4 or 5 total items that stack up to about 30 to 50 silver per stack, 5 to 10, and you're gonna make tons of money. So let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down, and tell me why in the comments below. Let's go. I'm already doing mage things here, gathering up at least 5 to 6 guys, AoEing them down, very efficient. I always make sure I have mana gems. I now have my Robe of the Archmage. You can see I have that keybound on my bar. That's a 5-minute cooldown, about 400 mana. And I typically like to have at least 2 mana gems because, as you'll see later in the video, these guys do resist. And when you're pulling big, you very easily can die, run out of mana. If you have 1 resist, 2 resist, there's not much you can do other than either reset the whole thing, which feels terrible, or continue to spam Arcane Explosion. As you can see here, continue to keep aggro with Arcane Explosion. If you're new to AoE farming, once you reach level 60, if you're questing or whatever you're doing to level, AoE farming is the absolute best way to earn gold. There is absolutely no doubt about that, and this is how you want to do it. If you've watched other videos, there's plenty of videos out there on mages much better than myself who show you how to do this, but nonetheless, the core concepts are always using rank 1 Nova. You see I actually have a macro here that dismounts me. I can post that in the comments below. A very, very useful macro. I actually use that always to dismount, or I'm hitting F1, which you can see my mount is keybound to that. Now, this pull was a little bit scuffed. You need to recognize that the time is 3:29 a.m. I always do my farming in the morning. I had a really nice dynamic respawn. If I hadn't moved too much more to the left there, I would have kept that other bear and I would have had a nice 6 pull here, which you'll see happens a lot. Now, I was hesitant to release this video because I did see a lot of hunters and priests already farming this spot, but I do farm at such odd hours that I don't think this will affect me, and I wanted to show another weird spot that I've been farming and having extremely high success rates with because of the types of drops and just good luck I've had. I think this is a phenomenal spot. And again, I love killing beasts. It is consistent, it's fun, the environment is nice. As you see, I had to cold snap renova that guy. Actually, this is a really scuffed pull, and as I mentioned earlier, mana gems. Look, mana gem. I have health pots as well on my bar. Bang, have to use a health pot. Renova, moving out. Blizzard, checking my cooldown on Robe of the Archmage. Realize I'm kind of scuffed here. I do end up using the robe. And that was actually one of the great items at stacks that isn't showing up on Wowhead. It's important to note, a lot of times there are items that it's just not up to date online because there is so much content that's changing constantly. It's difficult for online sources to keep everything up to date. The Savage Bear Claws actually sell for quite a bit amount money, and they stack up to 10. Now, this is where I'm adding up. I did 10-minute and 30-minute intervals on farming. So at 10 minutes, I was on course to make quite a bit of gold. If you multiplied it, I would be doing about 70 gold per hour. Now, that wasn't including the drop I'm about to get in about 10 minutes later, the Fellcloth Hood, which sold, like I said, I already sold it this morning for 20 gold. And actually, I am a tailor, so I could have just kept that, crafted, and continued to sell the hoods for 16, 17 gold at about an 8 gold profit. So pick your poison. Do you want to be the lemonade stand, or do you just want to sell the lemons to the lemonade stand? Bang, bang. 7 gold, 46 silver in 10 minutes, 55 seconds. That is the number for how much I farmed. Now, everyone's going to say, Eric, Ice, you're a mage. Of course you're doing this. Da, 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 da. That's the point. Of course I'm a mage. I'm making mage videos. Now, it's important to note, these guys are 54. Hunters, warriors were coming in while I was farming and two-shotting these guys. You guys can farm these spots too. So don't say, oh, it's just for a mage. Now, if you are a mage, capitalize on this. This is a really, really good spot. You can get big pulls, farm a lot of currency. As opposed to the spots that everybody already knows, right? The bats and EPL. I just don't like it. It's hard to see. There's lots of trees. There's lots of bushes. It's difficult to actually get all the pulls together. You can pull bats and plague hounds. It's just not as good. I've done multiple days of sessions tracking the GPM. This is the best spot to farm beasts, without a doubt. So I highly recommend this spot. As you can see, I'm consistently getting these pulls, and even when there are other people online pulling these guys, I still get 5-6 pulls. And I'm gonna release another video on how to loop this path into another spot that has sick drops, and why it's so good. That's why it's a 2-part series. Now you got to stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to continue to let these clips play, and then I come back to you once I do the final calculator at 30 minutes here.
I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
There you have it, boys and girls. We just picked up another recipe. This is not my first recipe in this area. I sold that Fellcloth Hood this morning for 20 gold, and it sold within minutes of posting it. Now, I'm adding up everything. I didn't add the fellcloth hood to the GPM calculator because I don't think it's accurate when you're judging a place's GPM to add in these high RNG drops that are selling for high amounts. I don't prefer to do that. Some people's guides do bank on that. For instance, if you're farming crabs and you're looking for pearls and things of that nature, I don't like those farm spots because they're not consistent and it's too much RNG. I get distracted and it's not fun for me. I like farming things that have stackable gray items and greens. And of course, hopefully my content continues to get better and I'm producing content that you all enjoy. If you want to see something else, leave a comment below. The final calculator here, as you'll see, is about 1350. I missed a few items and I didn't count the fellcloth hood, which again sold for 20 gold. So the total calculator, not counting the fellcloth recipe, was about 32 gold per hour in this area while being super distracted, talking to guild, thinking about my video content, etc. So definitely a viable spot. If you're Alliance, you can farm this spot as well. Or there are other spots I haven't released videos for Alliance because, again, I don't play Alliance, but I'd be happy to offer that information. Catch me on my stream live every single day. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, toss me a like up or down, and tell me what you thought about the video.